Hello, this is Wheezing Demon, and I'm going to play Dear Esther, or Esther. I've actually heard people pronounce it like that, which I've never heard before in real life, but whatever, I'm gonna say Esther. My dad just got this and played it from the sale, and he said it was sort of freaky without being scary, and he recommended that I try it out. He said it's sort of more like an experience, it's not really just playing a game. So he was like, don't bother recording it, just experience it. Recording it will ruin it. Well, recording it doesn't hurt because I'm honestly, I, I don't really, how do I put this? I am exactly the same whether I'm recording or not. I do talk to myself all the time. Yeah. It's like me coming out of the closet or something. So yeah, let's just give this a go. It looks really pretty. Yes. Let's go. So yeah, I've heard like all sorts of reviews on this. Well, like little snippets. It seems like some people think it's a real cool experience and some people...
Dear Esther,
Oh.
I sometimes feel as if I've given birth to this island. Somewhere between the longitude and latitude, a split opened up, and it beached remotely here. No matter how hard I correlate, it remains a singularity. An alpha point in my life that refuses all hypothesis. I return each time leaving fresh markers that I hope, in the full glare of my hopelessness, will have blossomed into fresh insight in the interim.
Oh, am I supposed to do something? Oh. Wow. This is pretty though, isn't it? Can I go in the water? I choose to drown. I choose death. Oh, wow. This is actually sort of...
Come back.
How do I come back? How do I... Oh. Oh, wow. It put me further away from the water. Oh, wow. That was a bit eerie. So yeah, I've heard some people go like, oh, it's stupid, you just walk. Well, I get the feeling from what I hear that this, isn't... Can I go over here? Can I jump? No. I want to leave. There's a wall, I think. Aw. Darn it. Now how do I get back up? Can't. Please. But yeah, I get the feeling it's more like a really fancy interactive novel, more of an experience. I have no way to go up, so I have to drown again. Oh my god, this is just... Okay, this isn't exactly what I pictured drowning to be. Okay. Yeah, that sort of puts me on edge a little bit. Okay. You walk it... There was a noise. Oh, that's right, Dad told me to turn it up. Okay, it's turned up pretty loud. Turned up pretty loud for me. That sort of takes me out of it. Just got a text. I'm not gonna bother with it. Oh! I have a flashlight. Okay. Let's just check this out. Oh, it's a miserable state in here. I wonder if there are any jump scares. Oh, I hope not. I don't even want to look. I don't even want to look. Oh my god, the noises have got my heart beating. That's all you need to put me on edge is the right noise. The right ambient sounds going on. H. Hydrogens. Carbons. Carbon. Hydrogen. Oh! Oh! I remember this, but I forget what it's called. God damn it. I don't have to know that much chemistry or anything. Jesus. Just give it a rest, noises, please. So it doesn't appear that I can really do anything. E doesn't work to interact with things. Lots of bluish whitish paint. Do I want to go uphill or along the coast? I want to go up here. I want to go up here. Okay, now I can relax again. There's nothing out here. This looks like the type of terrain sort of around where I live. It's more grassy though, where I live. Not quite as rocky. But yeah.
Donnelly reported the legend of the hermit, a holy man who sought solitude in its most pure form. Allegedly, he rode here from the mainland in a boat without a bottom, so all the creatures of the sea could rise at night to converse with him. How disappointed he must have been with their chatter. Perhaps now, when all that haunts the ocean is the rubbish dumped from the tankers, he'd find more peace. They say he threw his arms wide in a valley on the south side, and the cliff opened up to provide him shelter. They say he died of fever 116 years later. The shepherds left gifts for him at the mouth of the cave, but Donnelly records they never claimed to have seen him. I have visited the cave and I have left my gifts, but like them, I appear to be an unworthy subject of his solitude.
Check it out, there's a little blinking light in there. Or there was. Okay, sort of feel like I'm going crazy now. Alright, well, okay. What? Oh, I don't know. Just looked like... Oh my god, okay. Ow, my knees. Alright. Okay, so... Some crab traps? Maybe I've been watching too many videos of people playing Slender, but I keep expecting there to be something behind me. What a game.
Those islands in the distance, I'm sure, are nothing more than relics of another time, sleeping giants, somnambulist gods laid down for a final dreaming. I wash the sand from my lips and grip my wrist ever more tightly. My shaking arms will not support my fading diaries.
Wow. Ooh. Now it looks like that's... I'm going to guess that that's the way they would want you to go. Or they would assume you would choose, but I'm too tempted by this little passage back here. So... This looks like some... Oh, that rock looks really weird to me. Oh, this is like... Oh, okay. This looks like that... Wait a minute. What is this? This doesn't look... I was thinking it sort of looked like, you know, the spirals you see where it's sort of that mathematical thing for, like, spirals in nature. Alright, well. Oh, I keep trying to jump. Okay, and apparently I don't have footprints. Oh, so far I'm having a good time. It's really pretty. I think...
Dear Esther,
Oh,
I found myself to be as featureless as this ocean, as shallow and unoccupied as this bay, a listless wreck without identification. My rocks are these bones, and a careful fence to keep the precipice at bay. Shot through me caves, my forehead a mount. This aerial will transmit into me so. All overexposed, the nervous system, where Donnelly's boots and yours and mine still trample. I will carry a torch for you. I will leave it at the foot of my headstone. You will need it for the tunnels that carry me under.
wow. He's a bit of a downer, isn't he? Bit of a downer. It doesn't look like I can continue. So, this was a long walk. Some sort of odd suicidal impulse has surfaced. I wouldn't do that in real life, though. You know, I don't see water and go, I wonder what happens if I don't, you know, if I go in there and die. Yeah, that's, you know, that's only in games. What's the death sequence like? Oops. Yeah, I don't want to learn real life's death sequence. Not anytime soon. I'm having too much fun breathing air and eating food, playing games. Oh, I just realized, you know, the lights are off.
Reading Donnelly
So-
by the weak afternoon sunlight. He landed on the south side of the island, followed the path to the bay and climbed the mount. He did not find the caves, and he did not chart the north side. I think this is why his understanding of the island is flawed, incomplete. He stood on the mount and only wondered momentarily how to descend. But then, he didn't have my reasons.
Mysterious. Yes, anyways, I thought I'd take a moment to acknowledge the crickets, which, you'll probably be able to hear. They're in my lizard's cage. He hasn't eaten them
When
yet.
someone had died or was dying, or was so ill they gave up what little hope they could sacrifice, they cut parallel lines into the cliff, exposing the white chalk beneath. You could see them from the mainland or the fishing boat, and know to send aid or impose a cordon of protection, and wait a generation until whatever pestilence stalked the cliff paths died along with its hosts. My lines are just for this, to keep any would-be rescuers at bay. The infection is not simply of the flesh.
Okay, so, it seems apparent that there's something terribly wrong with this island. We're all gonna go insane and then die in horrible ways. What's over here? Gonna go this way. Oh, it's beautiful.
I quote directly, a motley lot with little to recommend them. I have now spent 3 days in their company. That is, I fear, enough for any man not born amongst them. Despite their tedious inclination to quote scripture, they seem to me the most godforsaken of all the inhabitants of the Outer Isles. Indeed, in this case, the very gravity of that term, forsaken by God, seems to find its very apex. It appears to me that Donnelly, too, found those who wander this shoreline to be adrift from any chance of redemption. Did he include himself in that, I wonder?
Okay,
Dear Esther, I met Paul. I made my own little pilgrimage. My Damascus, a small semi-detached on the outskirts of Wolverhampton. We drank coffee in his kitchen and tried to connect to one another. Although he knew I hadn't come in search of an apology, reason or retribution, he still spiraled in panic, thrown high and lucid by his own dented bonnet. Responsibility had made him old. Like us, he'd already passed beyond any conceivable boundary of life.
I hear a radio. I don't know if I'm supposed to be going this way. I don't know if there's really any supposed to be doing this or that. So far this feels like you can just go anywhere. Thank you. I would like this opening. You can just go anywhere, do whatever, and a story will emerge. Either from this guy just sort of rambling and having a philosophical wank, or by, me coming across something interesting.